Gangster style. So, welcome back to my little channel here. I just got back from Dqed Custom, formerly known as Infinity. And you might ask yourself, then why the hell aren't we looking at travel stuff and some cool shooting videos? Unfortunately, Germany, they do have a rule that you're not allowed to film at the range or while shooting. And that kind of sucks. So you might be wondering, why even make a video about a match that I can't show? Originally, my idea for this channel was that I wanted to show people around these parts matches, and then they could judge if they wanted to go to that match. And I think it would be such a disservice to not give this match my recommendation, because it was so awesome. I really had a blast. Now, what makes this match so good for me might not be something that you want to drive this far from, because from Denmark it is a 10-hour drive, and it actually ended up being a little bit longer because it was some kind of holiday, so there was a lot of traffic. Going to the Autobahn, full speed ahead, doing 100 because of traffic. Kind of sucks. That's not the match fault. The match in itself, for me, it's so good because of the level of competition that is there. There's top shooters from all around the place, and that makes the match so much better for me. I noticed it because the second day when we were having breakfast, the other shooters were sitting and having conversations about the station, and they talked about how static the stages were. It was a lot of running into position, shooting stuff and running out. Normally, if a match is like that, I would absolutely be complaining about it, because I hate that stuff. I shoot open, come on, I want to do all the cool shit. I want to run around and shoot stuff. But I didn't even notice it at this match until, of course, they said it, and I couldn't stop noticing. But it didn't really bother me that much because of the level of competition. It means that if you take a bunch of very good shooters and you put them on a stage that is, let's just say, boring or simple, well, simple stuff becomes incredibly hard to do better than other people that are very good at it. When you come to a stage where there's not a lot of stuff going on, you really have to do good, and you have to really take every opportunity to get all the points, cut all the time that you possibly can. So simple stages become incredibly hard to compete on. I'm definitely not saying that the stages was boring, but there were some better than others. There were 19 stages in all, so of course they're not all super high level and super fun, but I will get back to that. Let's just take my list here. Let's just take some of the rules that there are in Germany for shooting, because Germans will be Germans and they like their rules, unfortunately. They do enforce 20 rounds per magazine. During the match briefing, they said that you could bring longer magazines, but it was up to you to prove that you are actually allowed to have these magazines. You could still only put 20 rounds in the magazines. Also, they can't do Cooper tunnels, I found out researching this. No filming allowed, of course, that's why I'm sitting here. And they only shoot indoor. Now, I wouldn't really say that this is indoor. Basically, technically, yes it is. It is a building, and while you're waiting, you are sitting indoor looking at the range. But as soon as you step into the shooting area, there's sand and there's open sky. So it doesn't really feel like you're shooting indoor, and if it's raining, you will get wet. It did rain, but it wasn't really that much of a problem. It actually helped a little bit because you are running on pretty fine sand, and if it gets too dry, it becomes incredibly dusty. So we were lucky that we did get a little bit of water. Now let's get back to the stages themselves, because I actually thought that the stages were very, very good. There was a lot of stuff going on. There was a bunch of different moving targets. We had a gliding bopper. I've never seen that before. That was pretty damn cool. We also had plate activators. I can't remember if I've seen that before, maybe once, but we had two of those. And they were pretty cool because you shot them, and as soon as you shot them, the swinger activated right away. So small cool stuff like that was just like basically on every stage. They also had a stage with a bowling ball. I don't know if that's becoming a thing in IPSC where you had something with bowling, but it was actually pretty cool. You had to stand with your hands on the bowling ball, put it on a ramp, and it then actuated a couple of things. So awesome stage. And of course other stages, you know, even though it is indoor, it's definitely not indoor. Some of the biggest stages is like 20 meters, 30 meters wide and 50 meters long. So they did have some very, very long ranges. We shot 2 poppers and 35 meters, and you also had to run all the way down there. So it definitely does not feel like indoor ranges. All the other ranges, they're also pretty damn big. So forget all about that indoor stuff. It does not feel like that at all. So even though I drove there with my friends, I did get put in another squad. The guy that set me up with the spot for this match, he always insists that I shoot with some of the top guys. And I got put in squad 2 with the whole alien team, a couple of Czech open guys, and a couple of French guys, and an Israeli girl. All super nice guys. The alien team, they had some very, very good shooters. Of course, Stefan, awesome guy. He was the first guy that came and said hi. I squatted with him before. So it's always a good experience shooting with the good guys to see how they do. I don't know if I can honestly say that I learned something. One thing I definitely do take home is all the small stuff that I stress about. I don't know if I should run to this target, should I shoot it from afar, should I shoot this first or that first. They deal with the exact same thing. Even top level shooters deal with the petty stuff that you and I stress about on a stage. Now that's quite comforting. I gotta say, that's definitely something that I will take home and put in the bank, because I gotta be honest, this match I was incredibly nervous. I did tell a couple of friends when I left for the match that I am not nervous at all. There's no pressure on me. I'm not gonna win dilly squat. So I'm just there to learn, have fun, stay calm. And all that was super good right until they called my name and I stepped onto the range and I nearly pissed my pants for the first 3 stages. It's not just because I wanted to compete and all that stuff. It's, well, you all saw my last level 3, I got DQ'd. Last year at Infinity, I also got DQ'd. So all that combined with Top Squad looking at me being all alone in the world, 2 DQs at the back of my mind, I had a lot of stuff against me. So yeah, I was honestly super duper nervous. I don't know what to do about that. That's definitely something that's on top of my list to fix somehow. I don't know yet if I need a shrink or do some voodoo, or I don't know. I need to fix that shit because that was very expensive. One of the best example was shooting a popper at like 8-9 meters. That for me is not very difficult. And you know what? Let's just put in a small clip from me going to the range today. I will show you me shooting a popper. So I'm out here on the range. Let's just see how I can shoot that popper, same distance, but while I'm training, okay? Let's just see here for shits and giggles. Let's just try a few more times. I can of course do that all day long. Now let's just for fun try strong hand. Again. Now, again, pretty damn easy. While we're at it, let's just try weekend. Let's do Terran tactical style. One more time? Yeah, one more time. I think we can easily say that I can hit this popper, okay? No problem. Gangster style. No problem. Gangster plus. Let's try blindfolded. I'll put my cap all the way down. I'll take my glasses off. Hat all the way down. I can't see shit. I find the target. Here it is. Do a simple dry fire. Boop. Here you are. Bing. Okay. Cap all the way down. I have to look at the target. Target here. Bing. Yep. Cap all the way down. Headphones on. Let's just try this. Blindfolded. I can't see diddly squat. I hope you can see this. I can't see diddly squat. I can still hit the target. At a match, I can't hit the target. So, I think we can safely say that my problem is not training. My problem is little mental thing, okay? So, I gotta work on that. Now, let's get back to whatever I was doing before. So yeah, we all saw what just happened. Now, that definitely did not happen during the match. I did some incredibly stupid mistakes just because of nerves. So that's on top of my list. Now, I do think that if I'm on a squad with all my friends, it does feel a little bit more like just goofing around on the range at home, and I tend to do a little bit better. So let's see, because next match is in 2 weeks. I'm doing Copenhagen Open. I was considering shooting standard because it's national championship in standard and classic, but we're shooting the weekend, and on Tuesday, right after that weekend, I'm leaving for European Extreme. I will of course be shooting Open in European Extreme, so it would be completely silly to compete in a match in another class 2 days before I leave. So I will be shooting both of them in Open. For all the people that are still watching this kind of boring video, I'm sorry, I will do better next, but I needed to get this stuff out. Now, if you want to see more behind the stuff scenes, where I'm going, what I'm doing, go and follow me on Instagram. My name is Andreas IPSC, just like here. I will put a link somewhere. I don't know how to do that on YouTube yet. I'll figure it out. But for all you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will be back very soon.